One of the things that we've talked about is, running back. Not sure when Nick Chubb will be back and completely healthy, ready to go. The assumption is it probably won't be right at the beginning of training camp or at the beginning of the season. He's rehabbing. He's rehabbing hard. They'll probably even manage his load once he does get back. So here's a look at some free agent running backs that are out there. And as we run down the list, see if any of them intrigue you. We've got Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs, Derrick Henry, Tony Pollard, Austin Eckler, Swift, Dobbins, Singletary, Moss, Dillon, Gibson, Elliott, Foreman, Edwards, and Hunt. So those are the free agents. I'd be surprised if Kareem Hunt came back. He kind of made it sound like he wants to test free agency. So when you look at that, who intrigues you? Any of them intrigue you on that list? Or do you think Browns are more likely to go draft with the running back?
I'd probably go with the draft number one, just because I think, you'd rather get a running back who's got lesser miles on him. And, history has shown you can find a great young running back in the draft fairly easily. And if you don't have to have one that's on a veteran contract, that does wonders for your cap. But if you're looking at that list of veteran guys, two guys really stuck out to me, DeAndre Swift and Zach Moss. I think Swift's obviously, another one of those guys who has explosive ability, showed it a little bit towards the end of Detroit. Philadelphia didn't really get to be used as much because of kind of the crowd they had in the backfield and the issues they had with that offense. But Zach Moss, to me, really stood out. I really never really got too much of a chance in Buffalo to be the guy. You can kind of understand why, because Josh Allen is back there. But in Indy with Shane Steichen, his offensive system, Moss put up tremendous numbers, 14 games, almost 800 yards rushing, 5 touchdowns. And that's kind of in a timeshare with Jonathan Taylor. So Moss, I think, is underrated. I just think he maybe needs an opportunity to be the number one guy, because when you look at his numbers, productive as a number one guy. I mean, he had 165 yards against the Titans, 122 in that crazy overtime win in Baltimore earlier in the season, and we know how great that Ravens defense is. So if you're looking for a veteran, I feel like Moss would be a better fit. If you're looking for a power back who has some burst to him, maybe Swift if you're looking for guys a little more speed. I think it maybe depends on if you feel like you really can get a great running back in that with that third round pick or one of your 2 5th round picks.